What if the current Formula One champion, Max Verstappen, isn't as committed to Red Bull as everyone believes? In an unexpected turn of events, Verstappen, whose name is tied to Red Bull's dominance, has done something that has caught everyone off guard. Behind a fake name, Verstappen secretly got behind the wheel of a Ferrari at the Nürburgring, driving under the alias Franz Hermann. This wasn't some publicity stunt or a light-hearted fan moment. It was serious, planned, and could have a huge impact on the racing world. So the burning question is, why would Verstappen, of all people, be driving a Ferrari in secret? This wasn't a joyride. It was part of a larger plan. No flashy entrances, no Red Bull logos, and no reporters around. It was just Verstappen, in disguise, quietly putting in laps at one of the most legendary tracks in the world. It wasn't gossip, nor was it speculation. It happened, and now the motorsport world is left wondering what this secret test means for the future. Max Verstappen wasn't looking for attention. In fact, this wasn't about publicity at all. The real motive behind his secret Ferrari test was far more strategic. The Dutch driver was pursuing something that could impact his long-term racing future, obtaining the Nordschleife license, which is required for anyone who wants to race in the brutal 24-hour Nürburgring event. This wasn't just another race for Verstappen to conquer. He's already achieved nearly everything in Formula One: multiple titles, breaking records, and securing a reputation as one of the best. But now, he's setting his sights on a new challenge: endurance racing. The Nürburgring 24 hours, often called the most demanding race in the world, isn't something you can simply walk into. To compete, you need more than skill. You need the right credentials. And that's exactly what Verstappen was quietly working towards during his low-key Ferrari test. While the world speculates about future contracts and possible team changes for Verstappen, he's quietly plotting something bigger. He isn't just preparing for the next Formula One season. He's building a legacy that extends beyond the F1 world. The Nürburgring isn't just a racetrack. It's a challenge that demands a driver to master every twist and turn. And Verstappen isn't about to shy away from that. For someone who's already established himself at the pinnacle of motorsport, the decision to step into endurance racing is a bold one. But it makes perfect sense for a driver who thrives on pushing the limits of what's possible. The GT3 spec Ferrari he drove wasn't just any car. It was a machine designed for a completely different type of racing. Racing where precision and stamina matter as much as speed. But the real twist? Verstappen didn't drive the car under his own name. Instead, the car was entered under the mysterious identity of Franz Hermann, a name that seemed to come out of nowhere. The anonymity was carefully planned, designed to keep the spotlight off him while he pursued his goal. Behind the scenes, the plan was working. Verstappen's low-profile test had caught many by surprise. Most of the spectators at the Nürburgring didn't realize they were watching a four-time F1 champion. He was dressed in a racing suit and helmet, which, although custom-made for him, still managed to keep his identity hidden for a while. His smooth driving style, combined with the security measures taken by the team, only added to the mystery. Emil Frey Racing, the team handling the car, went to great lengths to make sure that no one could easily guess who was behind the wheel. They set up an incredibly tight security perimeter, almost like a no-access zone, as if protecting a secret mission. And for a test that, on the surface, seemed routine, the level of protection seemed unusual. But for those who were paying attention, it was clear that something, perhaps someone, was being kept under wraps. As Verstappen circled the Nürburgring, the quiet whispers in the paddock grew louder. The more laps he completed, the more suspicions grew. His calm demeanor and flawless driving were unmistakable to those who knew him well. And then there was the name, Franz Hermann. It wasn't just an alias. It was a carefully crafted mask for a man whose reputation had already preceded him. Soon it became clear to those who had been observing closely. The jig was up. The moment Verstappen took to the track, his presence was felt. His driving was too smooth, his confidence too natural. Even though he was behind a fake name, the motorsport community is too sharp to be fooled for long. The whispers that started quietly soon turned into certain knowledge. Everyone in the paddock started to realize that it was Verstappen under that helmet, and the secret was no longer a secret. Max Verstappen and his team likely knew that this undercover mission wouldn't stay under wraps forever. The whole point wasn't to pull off a perfect disguise. It was a tactical decision, meant to avoid the media frenzy that follows his every move. He wanted to focus on one thing, the task at hand, getting the Nordschleife permit. With no cameras, no reporters, and no distractions, Verstappen could concentrate fully on what mattered most. This wasn't about messing around or making a statement. It was a calculated move, carefully executed to bypass the circus that typically surrounds the Verstappen name. The plan was simple: complete the necessary steps for endurance racing without the attention that would have come with a public outing. The goal wasn't to surprise the world, but rather to secure his future in a different kind of racing. Max Verstappen's secret Ferrari test at the Nürburgring wasn't just a one-off. To many, it marks the beginning of his next chapter in racing. While he's undoubtedly a dominant force in Formula One, Verstappen has always been open about his future plans. He doesn't intend to be grinding through F1 weekends into his 40s. The Nürburgring 24 Hours has been at the top of his motorsport bucket list for some time now, and this test was a significant step toward making that dream a reality. At just 27 years old, Verstappen has already conquered the world of Formula One. But, like many legends before him, he's looking for new challenges. The 24-hour Nürburgring race is one of the toughest in motorsport, and winning it requires a completely different set of skills compared to Formula One. Verstappen isn't just about winning titles, he's about pushing himself to the limit in every arena. Max Verstappen isn't just dominating Formula One, he's quietly preparing for the next phase of his racing career. His secret test at the Nürburgring, under the alias Franz Hermann, wasn't just a playful stunt. It was a carefully calculated move, signaling that Verstappen is setting the stage for something far bigger than his current success in Formula One. The world may still be captivated by his victories on the F1 track, but he's already looking beyond that. With his recent acquisitions in the world of endurance racing, including a Ferrari 296 GT3 and an Aston Martin GT3, Verstappen is laying the groundwork for a future where he isn't just a Formula One champion, but a force to be reckoned with across a variety of racing disciplines. This quiet, secretive test at the Nürburgring could be the start of his transition to a different kind of racing, one that offers more flexibility, more challenges, and more excitement. The question now is, where will Max Verstappen's next adventure take him? Will it be endurance races like the Nürburgring 24 Hours, or is there more in store for him beyond that? Whatever comes next, one thing is clear: Max Verstappen is not just content with his F1 legacy. He's already planning his next great challenge. The future of motorsport has a new contender, and it might not be in Formula One at all.